And I wasn't quick enough with the video. That's what happens. Welcome everybody to FlowTrack training. This is probably going to be the most training that I will ever do. All right. And you know, FlowTrack is so many different tools in one. It's overwhelming, right? And no matter if you're a local business or an agency reselling FlowTrack, I want to give you the quickest and most profitable way for local market. All right. And so I'm started with FlowTrack. And as time went on, I got better at it, right? I started trying to master everything. And FlowTrack is such a powerful system that it took me a while to get good at all of it. And I'm great at it now, but I remember what it was like. And I realized that I wish I just had some guidance in being able to help me put money back in my pocket. You know, and for those of you that don't know, I own a local business. I have a brick and mortar business, and that's where my experience comes from. I wanted to build something that would make a difference without me having to be a programmer, right? Without me having to learn how everything works. And so that has helped me bring this training to you today. All right. And that's what this training is about. It's about it's the easiest way to start making money with FlowTrack for your local business or your agency, okay? And it starts with looking for the problem. And I would argue very strongly that every business has a follow-up problem. Think about it, right? If someone asks for a quote, how many people, if it's your local business or you're an agency, your customers, how many people check in after you give out a quote 6 times? I'd be shocked if anyone does. And there's a handful that do, but they may call once, they may leave a voicemail. And so that, you know, most businesses need help with a follow-up problem, right? I know in my business, being a automotive accessory shop, we give out quotes every day. And what happens once we give them a quote? If they don't book an appointment, they're gone forever, right? And so I started realizing what are things where I have to chase people, where a check-in, where a follow-up would help, right? And what are some things that we can do? And some of the most popular things that I find most businesses like, or that I use in my business, is the easy one is asking for a review, right? Maybe someone wants information about your services. Maybe you want to send them some information. Little easy things. Asking for a quote. So someone's asked for a quote. I want to give them a quote and follow up, right? Maybe sending a coupon. In our business, my favorite thing is someone calls asking for a quote to do something to their car. I want to send them a coupon, and then I want to check in with them after the coupon. I'm going to check in with them right before it expires. I'm going to see if they have any questions. And that takes work. But we can use FlowTrack to take all that work out of the follow-up. We can do customer onboarding. Like I had a wonderful meeting with a fellow FlowTracker that is in the credit repair business. And I asked him, what do you chase people for more than anything other than the obvious? He goes, well, I need them to give me the information I need to fix their credit. And it takes forever. And I'm on the phone every day chasing people. And I could feel his frustration. Well, we can follow up with those people and collect that info until they do it, right? We can build comeback campaigns. You know, I have another client who said to me, you know what, people come in and they buy this, they have to, you know, and then I want the system after they make a purchase to send them a coupon after 45 days. We built it. You know, so basically chasing customers is work. It requires labor, which is expensive, or time, which we don't have. You know, if you're a business owner, and I'm sure you'll relate to this, you either are too busy to follow up with all your customers, or you have to rely on other people where they're there to collect their check. The superstars are few and far between. So let FlowTrack be the solution, right? Now, that goes back to the fundamental problem with automation. Automation is a lot of different things. FlowTrack is a lot of different tools. Any CRM is a lot of different tools. And so it creates a lot of problems trying to get a business, whether it's your business or your customer's business, to accept what you're trying to give them. The more that you change, the more they have to learn, the more likely they're not going to understand, the more likely they're not going to want to buy. We are by nature comfortable with what we're doing now. So the more that if I'm trying to sell, if I'm saying, oh, well, you got to do this, you got to do that. Let me show you about pipelines. Let me where to log in. And this is add this tag and this and that. And here's where you do this. And then over here's where you do this. It's overwhelming. And over my journey, I realized that that was my biggest problem in getting people to understand my system and then implement my system, right? And then we go even a step further. Once I get them in, now I have to support the system. What happens if the person I trained quits, gets fired, or just forgets? Well, then I got to be there to support them and offer support and retrain. And you know what? That goes back to trading time for money, right? And time is the most valuable thing we have, whether it's our local business. I want to be out there selling. I want to grow my business more than work in my business. Okay. And what I realized, and this is the secret sauce, the whole point of this training, I realized that a lot of these problems are solved by using what I call a smart form. Okay. And let me explain. A smart form is something that can use logic to trigger a custom automation, right? That's a long way of saying hit a few buttons and it will do this, right? Click a button, it'll do this. And so when I realized, and it happened by accident, that in my business, my employees can just have this form bookmarked on their browser, on the computer. When they get a phone call, they can just fill out a form and send them a quote. Or when they're in front of the computer, they get a phone call for someone that wants a quote. I could say, would you like a coupon? Sure. Put in Danny, my phone number, submit. Boom, it's sending them a coupon. That it's automatically checking in to see if they, to see how they're doing. Hey, in my case, let's say I did it for window tint. So what happens is, yeah, sure, we can window tint your car. It's going to be $3.99. Would you like for me to text you a coupon? They say yes. Great. I just go in, I put in Danny, put in the phone number, submit. Boom, they get a coupon sent to them. And then it's going to check in the next day because it's just one drip. Tomorrow it'll be, hey, Danny, just seeing if you had any questions. Then another wait step. And then it says, hey, just seeing if you want, I have some openings. Would you like one? And then it checks in again. And then right before the coupon expires, it says, hey, just wanted to remind you that the coupon expires. Do you want me to book you an appointment? And all the while, and in my business, we get 30, 40 phone calls a day. Those phone calls are opportunities. Let's say I give out 5 coupons a day, right? Those 5 coupons, it's checking in with them over the course of a month, not too regularly. I don't believe in bothering your client, your lead. But the point is, if I do that 5 times a day over the course of, we'll just say 20 days, keep the math easy, in a month, that's 100 customers it's checking in with. So a human doesn't have to. Do you think that maybe I might be able to bring a few of those customers back? Darn right. And so that's my point. And my sales pitch, it's so easy to sell. I just say, hey, Mr. or Mrs. Customer, or maybe I'm talking to you. You are the person that's buying FlowTrack. All you need to do this is fill out a form. You fill out the form, you hit submit, and you're done. It does its job. Doesn't call in, doesn't call in sick, doesn't do anything other than what you want it to do. Doesn't need benefits. It's just it's cheap. A minimum wage employee is going to cost you $2,500 a month. So wouldn't you rather just have either a FlowTrack account, a simple FlowTrack account, or would you rather hire someone? Or if you're the marketing agency, employees are the hardest thing to get right now. There's more jobs than employees. And even then, when you do get an application, the good people are hard to find. So let my form do it. Let my smart form do it. Right? And so all you have to do is just fill out the form, submit, you're done. And then when I give them the login, so all I have to do is onboard them on how to fill out a form, my employee, and then here's your login to be able to respond if someone wants to book an appointment or wants to buy or has a question. So all I'm trying to do is just show them how to fill out a form and log in to check their messages and reply. You could see how that makes onboarding so much easier. Also, me as the person setting it up, all I have to do is build a form, create a few drips, and I'm done. It's extremely duplicatable, right? The customer understands. You understand what I'm offering right now. People will buy what they understand. What am I changing? If you're already using a POS system, great. If you already have a CRM, great. What is it not doing? It's not chasing your customers. Let me do that. And so I'm not changing what they do. All I'm asking them to do is fill out a form, and they're done. And then just simply reply to people that want to give you money. To me, it's so easy to understand that it's just as powerful in like I say, a tint shop as it is to any other business. And me, myself, as a marketing agency, all of my potential clients understand it. They understand it. Okay. On top of that, once I give it to them, the support is almost non-existent. I don't have to have a staff trying to support all my clients. It just works. It's a form. So you're starting to realize the onboarding's easier. It's easier for the client to understand. I can almost do a demo off of my phone. I don't have to show them what a CRM is and what it looks like. How do you do this? None of that exists in what I have right now. And ironically, it's the easiest thing I can do, yet I would argue it's the most powerful. Okay. So, it just checks all the boxes for me. All right. Now, let me show you. This is just an example of a form that I am building right now. And let me get my screen ready here. And let's see. Here we go. I'm going to log into my account. This is a form that I built. Let me give you the live link. Now, this one is more complicated than it has to be, but I want to show you yet how simple it is. This is a form, right? And imagine all I have to do to onboard is I say, here's your link. I give them the live link, save it in your bookmark, just like this. Rename it. Obviously, I didn't name it right. Rename it. New lead, whatever. Or maybe we're going to call it FlowTrack. Right? All they need to do is click on there. Here they are. Now I can accept a phone call. I can help customers coming in my door. I can even put this form on my phone and give it an icon on the home screen. All I have to do is hit that icon and it pops right up. Ready to serve. Easy. Easy. Right? And in this case, sure, let's say Mike wants a quote or wants a quote on window tint. This is what I do. Hey, Mike, yeah, window tint is $2.99. Could be any business, by the way. Sure, would you like for me to send you a coupon? They say yes, great. All right. Said your name was Mike. Great. Let me put in your phone number. And in my case, because it's for I like to mention their vehicle in my drip campaign, I'm going to put in Mustang. Then I say, give a coupon. And it's going to check in. The form is going to do all the work from here on out. Right? But I said these forms are smart. I want to give them one form to do multiple things. So I'm going to say, give a quote. And I'm going to hit next. Did you notice how the form gets smart depending on what you want to do? Look at that step. That's how awesome these forms are in FlowTrack. I've never seen a form builder this smart. There may be one or two that exist, but I'm telling you, this is my favorite. It's better than anything I've ever used. And I come from some pretty popular systems, right? So we give a coupon and let's give a quote. I just want to say, oh, you know what? You want steps for your truck? Great. Let's put truck steps. $99. Submit. I'm done. Does it get any easier than that? No. Once again, I'm being specific because this is something that I use. But this works for a home services company. This works for a garage door company. This works for a landscaper. This works for a network marketer. This works for a marketing agency. It works for everything. Because you can make the form be whatever purpose with whatever verbiage. The concept is the same. We all chase our customers, whether it's to get their business, whether it's to fulfill their business, or whether it's to thank them for their business and trying to bring them back. Right? So let's go back. Even though I have a calendar system in FlowTrack that's fantastic, in my case, I don't even want to do that. I can, but in this case, I say, you know what? I want to change as little as possible, right? I want to change as little as possible. So what do? I just want to remind them, whether they have a paper calendar and they write it in, I don't want to change what they're doing. Whether they mark the appointments booked on their personal Google account, I don't care. If they need something, maybe I'll help them and build out something custom. But remember, I'm in the business of building something simple, doing as little as possible. MVP, minimal viable product. They don't have appointment reminders, that's a big problem. But they obviously remember their own appointments. So I'm going to leave that alone in my case. You know, you could do whatever you like because you can track appointments and do it all very similarly with the calendar solution in FlowTrack. But in my case, we already have a calendar system that we like. Why do I want to change? My people already know that. I'm pretending to be a separate person. Like that customer already has something built into the POS system. It works, but it doesn't remind them. Neither does Gmail, neither does their paper calendar. So I'm like, you know, it'd be easy to build an appointment reminder. So I go over there, appointment reminder. And what do? I want to schedule a new appointment, put my date and time, submit, done. It's going to remind them the day before, hey, we have an appointment at the tint location, and put my directions to my business and my phone number. Actually, the phone number it's being texted to them, so they got that. And I'm going to increase my show rate. But then I realized, because I'm an expert in this industry, I said, I have a lot of people that call that want to update their appointment. And I don't want them to get reminders for the wrong appointment. So I added an update an existing appointment. And what does that do in the automation? All it does is cancel any previous reminders and creates a new one for this date and time. And I just said it, submit, done. Couple clicks. And then let's just say someone says, you know what? I just want to cancel. I'm not going to come back. All I do is remove from all campaigns. Done. Do you guys see how simple this is? Can you picture your business or your client's business, if you're a marketing agency, how this solution can help them. And there's little to no friction. There's little to no setup. There's little to no training. And I can't think of anything that could go wrong. Meaning it's not like, oh my God, like I've built some really big automations where I couldn't think of every scenario. And the bigger the system, the more that can go wrong, the more you can't predict. This is linear, right? I covered all my variables just with this one question. And then, of course, a very common one is just ask for a review. So I am doing 4 different things with one form. That's what makes it smart. Now, if it's your business or your client's business, do you think they could use this system? Do you think that they would appreciate not just bringing customers back that they never got back before because all they did was answer the phone, give a quote, and hang up and they're gone forever? And this is going to check in? That's it. That's it. That's why I feel the quickest way to profitability is by using a smart form. It is, in my opinion, one of the easiest things to learn. And if it's easy to train, and you can get your product out quickly. It doesn't take a month to build this. So with that being said, let's build a simple smart form right now. This is just to give you an idea of what can be done. I'm going to log into my FlowTrack account. And let's see here, coming down. And let's build a simple smart form. I'm going to show you how I did it. All right. Oh, that's not the one I want. Lots of logins, guys. You know what? I'm just going to type it. There we are. Oh. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to build a real quick smart form. We're going to go to contacts, forms, and we're going to create a new form. We're going to go to settings. We're going to call it a smart form. And this is what shows up here at the top when it's bookmarked. So, and then I'm not going to turn on email me every form application because my people will be filling it out. I'm going to disable the sticky and I'm going to make sure this is off. Okay. And people that fill out this form, we are going to opt them in because they are obviously asking for quotes. All right. I'm good with everything here. When you submit the form, I'm actually good with not really doing anything because it's my people filling out the form. So what do I need to make it smart? Well, I only want to collect the minimum information. Let's go first name. I'll put last name, but really the first name's all you need. Okay, but I'm going to go in here and unrequire last name. I always want the phone number. In fact, I don't even bother with the email, to be honest with you guys, but you can if you want to do emails with it. I am going to leave the phone number required because it doesn't work without that. And then my favorite thing is I like to use radio buttons. So I'm going to create a radio button. I'm going to go in and edit it. And I'm going to say, what do you want to do? And then I go through these one at a time. And let's say the first thing we want to do is send a coupon. Right. And then I'm going to delete that. And then it fills it in for me. And let's just keep it easy for the sake of time. Let's do ask for review. But you can see it could be anything that they're chasing. If you're in credit repair, it would be like request these documents. It could be the top first one could be, let me send information why to choose us, the drip campaign, because they were interested in our services. The next one could be they're a customer. Let's get their documents. And the last one could be ask for a review, but we're just going to do this for the sake of time, right? So we're going to save it. And I'm just going to delete this so it is a clean form. And if you notice, this is all we need. I'm going to save it. This is the name in the system. So I'm going to do smart form demo. I have already built my form. See how easy that was? Okay. Now, obviously, you could make it more complicated, like I did in mine, with review or with calendar appointments and everything like that. But I want to show you this is still plenty for a business. They want to send a coupon or send information and ask for a review. Very common, almost universal. So we've got our form, right? Smart form demo. Now I want it to do something. So I'm going to create a new flow. I want this flow to execute when we do a form submission. And we're going to use my smart form demo. I'm going to hit save. And then what I want to do is I want this one to be when they want a coupon. So I need to put a logic step. There's two ways to do it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this random route split test. The name's a little deceiving, but I'm going to pull this down and I'm going to hit pick route based on variable. And it wants to know what variables I'm talking about. I'm talking about that question on the form that says, what do you want to do? So I am basically going to scroll down and look at that smart form demo. The reason why that name is there is because I made that form the trigger just a second ago, right? And then look at this. Here's all my questions. What do you want to do? It's already pre-configured. Okay. And I'm going to hit save. So now with this form, I build what I want to happen for these two answers. Send a coupon. What am I going to do? I'm going to send an SMS. I'm going to send it to the contact's phone number that they put in the form. I got to choose a number that I had to have already set up. Mind you, you're doing this after you've gotten your phone number in the account. I've got one here. And then I get to say, I'm not going to overdo it. Hi, first name. Here is your coupon for, and I'll put window tint. Okay, and what I can do is I can attach an image. I can upload it here, or I could just make a fake code if I want. Or here is your coupon code. Or, and I'll just say $30 off window tint. And I'm just going to make up some letters so it looks super official. There. Done. They got their coupon. Now, let's connect it. Now, I'm thinking out loud here. I'm going to wing this. I'm thinking, you know what? I want an expiration date. So I'm going to put this coupon code expires in 14 days. Right? Or I can even add today's date and say 14 days after this date, so it looks even more official. And to be honest with you, I haven't done that in a while. I'm not sure there's a time variable, or I haven't seen one, but I'm usually good with just keeping it simple, right? MVP. I mean, I could see the timestamp on the date anyway. And you know what? If people come in after 14 days, I'm going to give it to them anyway. I'm not going to lie to you. It's just a little bit of FOMO, which means fear of missing out, for those of you that don't know. All right. So as soon as the form is filled out, they're going to get their coupon code. And you know what? I want to check on them. So I am going to create a wait step. I can just type in wait. We are going to do wait amount of time. And I'm going to wait 1 day. Save. And then I'm going to check in with them again. I want to make sure they got their coupon, right? So let me clear my search. Now I'm going to send another SMS. And this time I'm going to say, in my case, and this is the best advice I'll give you, keep it short and sweet. Don't try to sell over SMS. Do you have any questions about done? in my case, I'm going to put about the window tint for your, or for the window tint for your vehicle. And I may put, Tint World or whatever the name of the business is. And in this case, I'm going to put the system name or company name, right? Done. Need to select phone. Oh, looks like there we go. So now we got 2 check-ins. Can you imagine having to pay someone to do this for all your customers all day, every day? It's a full-time job. Not with FlowTrack. All right, so we're going to do another wait step. All right, we're going to wait. You know what? I'm just going to right click and duplicate. Smarter, not harder, right, guys? All right, we're going to wait another day. I'm good with that. And let's do another SMS. Right? You know what? I'm just going to duplicate it. Working too hard. And this time, we may say something else just differently. Instead of saying, do you have any questions? Now we're going to say, I have some appointments still available. Would you like one? I'm very direct. Fun. All right. So what do we got here? We've got our form coming in. This is day 1. This is a text. I'm going to cheat and say, I'm going to relabel this and put day 2 text so I can just look at it. I'm going to say day 3 text. This way I don't have to click and relearn everything. All right. Now, I said that this was good for 14 days. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create another wait step. And because we're already on day 3, I need 4 more days to be a 1-week check-in. Does that make sense? Because this is the next action. So we're already day 1, day 2. This is day 3. So wait another 4 days. So the next step will fire on day 7. Duplicate. Day 7. Whoops. And here I'm going to say, hi, first name. I don't use first name in everything. You want it to appear human, right? I just wanted to remind you that the coupon expires in 7 days. Let me know if you would like to use it. Done. All right. And then I'm going to do one more check-in. Wait. And we are going to do 6 days. I'm going to so I'm on day 13 now. I want to say it expires tomorrow. Actually, I'm going to do my copy, duplicate, name it, day 13. And I'm going to say, I'm going to get rid of this. Last call. You know what? I am going to put the first name. Last call, first name. And I'm going to put 3 exclamation points. I'm just going to say coupon expires tomorrow. Your coupon for window tint expires tomorrow. Just wanted to give you one last reminder. Wink. Save. All right. So I think we're good, right? And of course, we could do more things. We can cross sell, we can upsell, but you can overdo it. This is nice and simple, right? So we've already built our coupon campaign, right? So now let's ask for a review. Whoops. Let me reset this. And now we're going to ask for a review. They submit the form. Maybe we want to wait a minute. We don't want it to be super instant. Or maybe you do. It's up to you. We're going to wait 1 minute. And then I'm going to send the SMS. Actually, I'm just going to duplicate it. I'm working too hard. Duplicate. And then I'm going to say, hi, such and such. Here is a link in case you would like to leave us a review. I write things so it's more conversational instead of real corporate and rigid. It would mean the world, man, I am all thumbs today. The world to us if you have a sec. Right? And I can put the system brand name, which is the sub account name or the company name, or I'll teach you a little trick. I invent somebody. I could put Mia, right? Whatever. It just depends on how personal you want to do it. Heck, think about making the form even smarter. I could have a drop down where they could select the salesman, and then I put that salesman variable right here. So it's more personalized. The sky's the limit. All right. I'm going to change it back to the business name because that other stuff sounds like more work than I need to do to make money. Right? Not the contact owner's name. Hold on. Actually, that would work. I just realized something. Well, let's actually use the contact's owner's name. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this down a little bit. And then we can assign a contact owner right here. Boom. Set owner. Do a random, but it's going to put my name. Done. Now, if I really wanted, I'm going to delete this. And I'm just going to leave it there for the sake of time. And then I can go back in here and make them all from the owner name. Use that variable, like what I did over here. So there's multiple ways of doing it, right? Now in here, don't forget, we got to get our review link, and we'll just put reviewlink.com. And going back to leaving the reviews, remember, we got a built-in URL shortener. Now, I've already connected a domain, but it's going to put the person's name in the domain I connected. So if your business is window tint, San Antonio window tint.com, it would say the URL San Antonio window tint.com, first name Danny, and then put a random code at the end. Okay. Pretty cool. Now, what's really slick is because we're using that URL shortener, which is what I did over here, I enabled it. Because if I just type that URL, it's going to send that. But if I go to settings and I turn it on like I did, short URL, chose my domain. Now it'll know when it's clicked. It's a trackable link because now we are making it shortened. I can even put a wait step. Wait for reply or wait for click. Excuse me. Let me put click. There it is. Wait for email, SMS, open, click open. And let's see, all of the steps, wait for, we'll just leave the default. And there's a lot of options here. I'm waiting for the SMS. I don't want a timeout. I'm just going to let it. You know what? Let's just put it on. Let's do 1 day. Let me show you how smart this can be. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, this is what's going to happen. They're going to wait a minute. They're going to get the link, right, to review. And then this is going to wait for that link click. If they click that link, you know, we could do a check-in or we can do nothing, right? But what I'm noticing, what I really want to do is I want something on the timeout. In other words, they didn't click it. And if they didn't click it after a day, that's what I set right here. I'm going to send them a reminder. And I'm going to say, just wanted to see if you needed anything. If you are happy with our service, please leave us a review. And I can put the review link again. And I'm going to go ahead and save it. You know what? I'm going to turn on the shortener. Not that I need it, but I just like it because it's branded for us, right? Save. I think we have a lag here. Oh, no number selected. Save. There we go. All right. So let's talk this out. And we're done, by the way, guys. I'm just going to go ahead and terminate this. So everything's got to go to an endpoint. Actually, let me zoom out so this is a little bit easier. There we are. So let's talk this out. We already know what happens with a coupon, right? Simple check-ins. And then if we select ask for a review from the form, it's going to wait a minute. It's going to send the text. And if they click the link within a day, which is the yes here, it's done. They clicked the link. We may not have known if they reviewed it, but I'm going to argue that if they don't leave a review after they click the link, they're never going to leave a review. But by setting this to 1 day, if they don't click the link, it's going to do one more check-in. And then it's done. We're not going to harass our customer. We just built a smart form, guys. We can sell this. This can help your existing business. You can put whatever options you want on that form and have a separate path. That's it. Test it and then see if, oh, I didn't think of that. You're going to learn by using it, right? Now, I'd like to point out there is something I still want to do. Why? Let's think this out, okay? What happens if we give someone a coupon and they call or text back saying they want to book an appointment? Or they say yes. Well, they're still in this flow. It's going to keep on checking in. Do you still need it? Do you still need it? That's not good, is it? We're going to solve that problem with a second flow. So I'm going to save this. Whoop. Let me name it. Smart Form Demo. Publish. Now it's live. Missing steps. What did I miss? Let's hit yes. I'm just going to go back and look at it. Basically, usually it's because I forgot to end something. It's because I didn't put the no match, which there's always going to be a match because I required one of those two options in the radio. That's what I forgot. See how that had to go to an end? FlowTrack's looking out, making sure I don't make mistakes. All right. So let's create a new flow. And this one is going to be with an incoming phone call. Because if they call the number that just texts them, what do we want to do? We want to remove them from the drip campaign. Deactivate from flow. So we are going to do a special, that's the flow we just built. I'm done. So now with an incoming phone call, it's going to remove from the other campaign. But I want to also do it for an SMS, right? Let me put incoming call. And with that, we are done with this one. I'm going to publish it. And then with another flow, we're going to create another one. And now we're going to do it with an incoming anything. And what I'm going to do is the same thing. Activate from flow. And we are going to select which flow we want. And we're going to do the demo form. And I haven't set the trigger yet. So I'm going to go over here and I am going to do chat because I know the chat is where everything is. And I'm going to put new incoming chat message. And I'm going to argue you select all inboxes. So if you have multiple phone numbers, if they call any of them back, I want this to fire. But if it's only a specific phone number, I can just select it. And that happens to be the demo phone number I have there. But I'm going to do all. And I'm going to save it. So now every incoming message with chat with any of the inboxes that I've connected, it's going to remove. What did I just do? Put smart form incoming message. Well, we sent them a coupon, right? And they're in the middle of that sequence. If they call or text or chat back, stop. It's time for the customer or the sales representative to take over. That's how we prevent errors. That's the system. That is the system. This is honestly what I sell now. And I've built some really, really incredible systems that connect to POS systems that do everything and anything under the sun. And I found out I was working harder, I was doing more support, I was spending more time onboarding, and I really wasn't making any more money. In fact, I had to work every month to make sure that those accounts were happy. This is a form. It's simple. So it's easy to explain. I can train. It checks all the boxes. All the customer has to do is just put what they want to do on the form, submit, and I just built it for you guys live. And as far as me, if for you marketing agencies, all I have to do now, if I wanted to resell it, is go create my blueprint. I'm going to say this one's a window tint smart form, but it could be generic. Hit continue. I'm going to put what's in it. Remember, I named everything smart. Those are my 3 forms I built. There's my form. Save. I'm done. I just created a blueprint. If I want to install it on a customer's account, this is why, if you want to make money selling the system, you need to be a white label. Let's pretend this is a sub account. All I got to do to install it is there's my window tint smart form. It is live. I'm going to log in as them. And all I need to do is make sure the form doesn't need any editing. And I go through those 3 flows to make sure it doesn't say window tint. If maybe it's for a landscaper, just change the wording and I'm done. Get them a phone number and I'm done. That's it. That's a day in a life in our agency. And we have customers that have been on this for years and they still pay. I don't hear from them other than the fact that if I may check in and they love it because it's easy. If the customer can't, if your employee or your customer can't fill out a form, I can't help them. And it chases people day in and day out. And people do respond to those text messages and those drip guys. And with that, that's what I have for you. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me look at the questions. Love in the comments. All right. And let's see what we got. Great training. All right. Love it. How much would you charge just for the form config? I'm not going to lie to you, Small Biz Boutique. I personally charge about $100 a month for this. Why? Because anything under $100, it's pretty much set it and forget it. You could sell it for a lot more. As far as the config, I mean, I'll be honest, I just built one from scratch and I'm faster when I'm not explaining it. But once you have a blueprint, which I just showed you I created, I can have someone up and running, edit all their messaging in about 10 to 15 minutes. And if I'm strategic about what I want the form to do and make it as universal as possible, it's not a lot of work. In fact, it's harder to get them 10 DLC compliant in a phone number than it is for me to set up an account. I don't charge for the config. Now, if they want something like really custom, I give them the go away price because I'm about easy money, right? So let's see what else we got. Is there a way to add notes to the automation flow so you remember how they will work together? The short answer is not that I know of right now, but that's also why I make my automation so simple. Remember, I told you I built some really complex things. And when that customer that I built it for last year wants me to look at it, I have to relearn the system, which is exactly why you want notes. So, you know, that the best you can do is that when you are in your automations, you saw me doing a little bit of it. I'm just going to hit yes. You can edit these descriptions. So I could put here 1 day, right? But if you notice, I wasn't doing it on the timer. I was basically doing it at day 2, day 3. So in my mind, I was giving myself a light version of notes to keep this flow organized in case I need to see it a week, a month, a year later. All right. What else we got? What is the cost of getting an SMS outbound phone number and cost per message? That varies. Let me answer it the best I can. I can speak for the US rates, okay, because I'm in the United States. So a phone number, if you are a FlowTrack customer, is about 70 cents, you know, and you know, I pass down a small surcharge to people because I want to make a little bit of money on it. I like to charge $2 a phone number, and I don't think that's unreasonable, right? As far as the text message, it's about 3/4 of a cent, but I like to round it up to a cent when I explain it to agencies. But when I'm selling it to my customer, in other words, with my markup in it, I charge 2.5 cents. And that becomes a little bit of a profit center. Not huge, but it adds up. All right. And as far as the cost of getting the number, don't forget to be able to send SMS messages. You need to be what's called 10 DLC compliant. And I went over the best practices for 10 DLC in the last training. But basically, in the United States, you need to register to text, and it's just how the carriers work. It's new laws, new legislation put the onus on the carriers to reduce spam, and the carriers, to be able to allow you to send in their network, you need to register with what's called 10 DLC. All right. And with the 10 DLC, there is a one-time $15 charge and then a $4 registration fee at the time of this recording. They're changing it all the time. So it's about $19 to get started. And then ongoing, it is $10 a month to keep that registration active. So keep that in mind, okay? What's the $2 for the number or the monthly or one time? Let me start that over. It was monthly. My cost as a FlowTrack customer is about 70 cents a phone number on average. Some are more, you know, but I'm just going to give you one price. It's about, let's just say $1 to keep them at. That's my cost, but it's 70 cents in most cases. When I said $2, Johnny, I was saying that's what I sell it because I'm a marketing agency. I'm here to make money. I increase the markup because I have the white label package in FlowTrack to about $2. So I'm making about $1.30 per month for them having that phone number. And it's about it's about nine tenths per minute. So there is a per minute fee. There's a per text fee. And just to keep the math easy, let's just say that it's about $1 a number, even though it's less. It's about a penny per text, which it's still less, and about a penny per minute, which is less. It's just people understand the whole number, the whole set. I just like to keep it easy. But because I am selling to other customers and I am a white label package owner with FlowTrack, I get to make money off of that stuff. So I have the ability of adjusting and increasing the price. The customer pays whatever price I set it to, and I keep the profit, but I still have to pay FlowTrack for the actual hard cost, which I just went over. What does the client's dashboard to send incoming messages look like? I was just in it. Let me show you. So I have a very, remember, I hide things you don't want to use. And so this package that I pre-configured, this is what it looks like, guys, without you changing anything. I'm in the dashboard. I can send a message, choose my phone number or email or chat widget, but let's just say we did the phone number. I'm going to select the contact and then I type my message and send. And just like this, you can see I was playing around with it. This is how I look to see. This is from a number of one of my fake phone numbers testing it. This is an incoming message. And I can reply, hi, reply. Or hi, Danny. Oops. Thanks for contacting me. And there's even ways to create like templates where you can just quickly do it. And there it texts back, oh, this is what it looks like to send, right? So on this side, it's going to be the reply for whatever number this was. It's a dummy phone number. And you can just carry on a full conversation. Actually, I did get it. It's my fake Skype number. So I'm going to go ahead and reply, assuming I sent it to the right place. Hi, FlowTrack demo. Coming back in. Right there it is. It turns out I have multiple numbers, so I sent it from a different number, but that's an incoming message. And I can carry on my conversation here. And if there, I got it over here. Got it. Done. That's how it works. Okay. Now, that's how it works by default. But remember, this is about keeping it easy for your customer, right? So I have a role set up to hide all of these extra menu items. I've already set it up in previous training. But all I'm going to show you is that all these things are going to be hidden. Check it out. So now they have their chat widget. That's it. They can look at their CRM, right? And it's loading. They can look at their CRM, and then they have their settings, which actually I'm hiding it. It takes them back to the onboarding. That's it. Keep it simple. I don't want employees being able to see pipelines. They're not using pipelines in my case, right? And let's see what else we got. Next question. Is there a step in the flow to validate the phone to ensure the number is real? Not currently, but you can do an API call. Frankly, Ricky, I'm too lazy to build it. I think this works. If people want their coupon, they're giving me the right number. If not, I'm asking them if they want the coupon. They don't want it. They're not, and if they want it, they're not going to give me a fake number. So I don't worry about that. It's a good question, but in my use case, I don't worry about it. What do we have next? Do you have any problems with spam or bots submitting something from the form? I absolutely do not. Remember, this form is being filled out by the employee. It's not on a website. There is no sitemap to it. So it has never, ever happened. Great question, but it's not listed on the website. Could I build a form for a website where people can request their own coupons? Sure. But then I'm like every other marketer. I like to give them something they can use in the store because it's not, they don't get hit up every day. It's sexy. It's not the common fill out a form. You can get a form on any website. So there you go. I think the question was in there, a client interface dashboard. I'm not following. I basically sell the form like an app. It's really an app. If you think about it, if I could make the form do multiple things, that is the customer interface. That's all they got to use. That's all they got to show their employees how to use it. And I just showed you. Can you fill out a form? I hope so. And then I just give them their own credentials, and then they can just answer the questions that come into the chat. That's it. That's my system. Easy. Question part 1. To make sure I understand correctly, for $100, this customer would have the form you built plus text, phone, email capabilities correct. I'll be honest with you. I just give them the form and the ability to text. I don't worry about connecting their email. Sounds like a lot of work. They can already check their email. Now, I'm speaking for my business. Can you include it? Absolutely. But in this case, I don't have to worry about their email. You don't know that phone number in case they call, they're texting from it, they call back. I just forward it to their business line, which I didn't build that, but it's pretty simple. All right. If you want to do it, you can, there's more training on it. So I just let them use the form. The form does the texting, and I let them do two-way text. And if by some odd reason someone replies, it goes in the screen you're looking at now. If they call, it forwards to their main business line. I'm done. My life is easy. Question part 2, Marcelo, if you were to add a second form to the customer, third form, do you charge them per form, or how would that work? Marcelo, I'm really easy. It's usually the same form over and over. I mean, I gave them 2 options, but it could easily be 3 on the same form. If someone wanted something custom, I absolutely would charge them if I even want to do it. I realize, guys, I'm an anomaly. I try to solve common problems as easy as possible. I could build anything, but I like to keep things simple. But if you see a problem big enough that you can solve and make them sticky, sure, why not? I would charge them extra. Or if it's a great enough idea, I say, you know what, I got you, and I'll do it. And then I'll start using that feature in my other customers to make it an even better smart form. And that's how I got to where I'm at today. It just started with reviews, and then I went, I can use it for this. I could use it for this. I could use it. And it made sense because it works in a lot of businesses. It wasn't just for that one customer. And that's what I sell. Oh, you're most welcome, Mike. I enjoyed chatting with you yesterday, by the way. And guys, I want to re-stress this. It's important to go over pricing when you get someone up. I say, look, it's $100 a month, 99, 97, whatever's clever. And I say, all you're responsible above for that is your 10 DLC registration. I explain that because they're paying for that. I'm not taking that out of my $10 or my $100. They're paying for it. So you have to cover that. It goes through the system, but that goes to the phone companies. You're going to have to pay for your phone number. I charge $2 a month, and then you pay per text. And the reason why we pay per text is because if you only have a few customers, you're not paying for some exorbitant fee where I'm really billing you in advance and you're not using them. So you pay for what you use. So you save money by me charging this. That's my conversation. And do we have anything else? Because we really went over our hour. Good point, Ricky. Let me click on that so we can see it. Yeah. So that goes back to my point. You found a problem. You have to chase people with emails or whatever to collect data for vetting and hiring VAs. So what do? You create a smart form where you put in the potential VA, hit submit, and what is that going to do? You build a drip campaign. I need this, I need this, I need this, I need this. And that could be another form where they're uploading their driver's license, they're uploading their resume, whatever. And that's just another form. And you just make it a long drip to check in with them for a week, a month, a year, whatever you want. And you're sending them to another form to fill out. And when that form is submitted, you know they did what they needed to do. And the trigger for that second form is to remove them from the drip. You just made a complete circle. It is a complete system. That's how easy it can be, guys. I thought we did. I hope you guys found this helpful because I'm going to be honest. This is my secret sauce. This is what I sell every day. This is the quickest way, if you are a local business, to make FlowTrack make you money and save you time. And if you're a marketing agency, you're going after local businesses. This is the easiest way to save them money and time. This is it. If people are welcome to disagree, if you're doing anything else, you're just adding work. Remember, I give this out to my customers, or in my business, I set it, and as long as they're filling out the form and they're logging in, I forget it. It's getting done. Brady, where do the documents get saved when uploaded on a form? Is there a management page or folder of it? It is with the contact. When you're in the contact and they fill out a form, every form submission, oh, I don't have one in this account. Let me go over. And that's going to be the last question, guys, because I got to keep this short. But more questions. Get in the Facebook group. Ask the questions, and I will be over there to answer more. Because I know this, we could talk about this forever. And you better bet we're going to talk about it often, because this is, to me, this is it. So I'm going to log in here. And I go to forms, and oh, look, we got one. Forms are submitted. And all I have to do is look there, and everything is there. And if you got a file, you'll have a link to the file. All right. And with that, guys, you're very welcome, Eddie. I want to thank you for attending this live training. For those of you watching the recording, I hope what I said makes sense. If you want to learn more about FlowTrack, sign up for a free trial. And for those of you that sign up for a free trial, you might get an email or text from me, and we can talk about how we can help you guys. All right. And with that, I'd like to call it a day. Thanks for coming in. More training to come. You guys have a blessed week.